Hello and welcome, I'm Sinneth Warren, I am an asshole with an opinion. And today I've got a couple of videos. I wanted to react to some shorts. This might be a little on the shorter side of videos, but I wanted to react to a couple of shorts that I saw. And obviously because they're shorts, I have seen them before, but because I have memory issues, I've already forgotten what they're about. So I just know that at the time I wanted to react to them. So let's go ahead and get started in the video. And like always, if you see something and you want to comment about it, say something. Because I'm very interested in hearing your opinions about this as well. Let's get started.
Anyone else in the service industry, please tell me what is going on this summer. Like, are people out of their COVID money? What is the deal?
I'll tell you what's happening. We don't want to tip anymore.
Yeah.
We don't want to do it.
It's definitely tip fatigue. If I'm asked to tip everywhere, I'm
Yep.
going to tip nowhere.
Yep.
And then in addition, stuff has gotten more expensive.
20% is so much.
I mean, it made a great point about things getting more expensive, because if you're jacking up the price of my coffee from $6 to $8, I'm not going to leave you a $3 tip just for spinning around the iPad. You guys know how I feel about those freaking iPads. Somebody said...
13.
Okay, so there's the first short, and here's what I want to say about it. It's not just that things are getting more expensive. It's that companies are devaluing what a tip means. There are some dead brain company owners that do not realize what the purpose of a tip was. A tip was to show that a person did an over average job at their job. So in other words, instead of just getting a drink and bringing it to the table, asking what I need, the server might start a conversation with me about something, or they generally bring up the mood, or they might go, oh, this dish sounds a little interesting, but it would make sense if you went for this dish instead, because not only will it save you money, but I also think you might like it more. And those opportunities are supposed to not be every meal. So that's what the original purpose of the tip was. It was to make sure that the person who did an above-board job got rewarded. Nowadays, the servers have gotten it into their heads that tipping should come with every meal. That every meal should have a tip for it. And I have gotten into fights with tippers, with servers and delivery drivers. Okay. Let's say that a customer, hold on, before you attack me. Let's say that a business messed up, right? They messed up on a delivery order. So, they send out a new delivery to fix their mess up. Should I be tipping in that situation? Because the company has messed up at that point. I don't think I should. Another thing. If it is at the counter, there should be no tip. If the food and everything I'm getting is at the counter, I'm not going to tip you. That is just the reality of it. I'm not going to tip you. Why? Because it's at the counter. At the counter means you're selling me a product. I'm buying the product. I don't care how well you do at the product, because that is the initial price that I agreed to. If I ask for a caramel macchiato for $8, I'm going to spend exactly $8 because that was the product. I don't care how jovial, how nice you are. You know what? A machine could replace you. I'll come back there and just pay for the ingredients to make it myself before I tip you. That's how I feel about that, because I'm at the counter. If I'm at the table and I ask for a caramel macchiato and I'm served a caramel macchiato, I don't have to get up for it, and it might be part of a lunch, I might be tipped. Why? Because it required more than the product effort. If you just hand me a product at your counter, it's no different than me shopping at a grocery store, and you'll catch me dead before I tip people at the fucking grocery store. These are companies who are devaluing what it means to tip. If you are a restaurant that serves food at the counter, stop asking for tips. You're only going to get it from the people who have no backbone. And then eventually, what's happened, what you don't realize is that you are turning away customers, the ones that will spend the big bucks, by having that tipping. I will no longer go to Moe's. I won't go to Moe's. I used to go to Moe's all the time. I won't go to Moe's. Why? Because I asked for the tip. I used to go to Scooters all the time. I won't go back anymore. They've started asking for a tip at the counter. The reason why you're seeing less tips is because there's tips everywhere. Companies are trying to get away with not paying for labor. And so you're seeing industries that wouldn't even normally have tips start asking for tips. And what you're going to have is it's going to boil over. What you're seeing is the beginning steps of it boiling over. Because now you have the people who never tipped in the first place because they thought it was wrong. They're starting to get joined by the people who tipped because, like me, they view it as you go above your basic service. And so now the only ones left tipping are the people who feel emotionally bad when they don't tip. Like, oh, well, it's asking me for tip, I should tip. It's social pressure. These are the same people who are at a higher risk to do things like cocaine and other drugs because they're easily swayed by social pressure. And now that you're at that point, you're starting to see just no tipping across the board. And the ones that still see tips are the ones that are working the tables. And then another thing is expensive dishes. Expensive dishes have gone up ridiculous pricing. What is it? It's like $20 for a chicken Alfredo at Olive Garden. $20. You can go to the store and buy a pack of noodles and get a Raoul's Alfredo sauce. Okay? And you can make 4 Alfredo dishes out of that. And you can buy a bag of like 2-pound or 5-pound chicken for like $10. And you will have spent roughly the same amount of money that it costs to buy this $20 chicken Alfredo at Olive Garden. And you can make 4 meals of the same type with it. And I'm talking about imported Italian noodles, Raoul's imported Italian Alfredo sauce, and then maybe some of the higher end all organic raw chicken. I'm talking about the expensive stuff in every category. You can get 4 of those meals for the same price as 1 chicken Alfredo from Olive Garden. The price at which restaurant food is now is absurd. And if it's going to be absurd, then you're going to start asking for absurd prices, okay? So, I ordered 3 fish and chips and 2 shrimp and chips. That's 5 meals. That was $108. And a lot of these places are expecting a 20% gratuity for that. So that becomes roughly $129 for 5 meals. That's a week worth of groceries. Just for one excursion to go feed the family. That's what I mean by the prices are getting absurd. $150 is what I spend on 5 pounds of chuck, 5 pounds of pork, well, I think it's 10 pounds of pork loin, 5 pounds of chicken breast, and then whatever else I'm making for meals that week. We're talking about, like, real good, like, HelloFresh style meals that are, like, chef prepared, because I didn't get this fat belly for eating off of really easy stuff. I got it from a very wide repertoire of being fat. That and GERD. But almost an entire weeks of groceries for one restaurant trip. And you wonder why. And this is a hole in the wall, by the way. It's not like a 5-star restaurant like you go and you expect, like, you know, fancy service. I'm talking about a hole in the wall where they serve everything in wrap and then, like, New York style hot dog trays. I'm talking about this is not anywhere near the name of fancy. And it still costs a week's worth of groceries to go there. So yeah, you're not going to get tipping. That's the sad reality of it. I'm rambling at this point.
In 2013, I do the interview with Piers Morgan on CNN about control, and it goes absolutely berserk.
How dare you accuse me of standing on the graves of the children that died there? How dare you?
I've seen you do it repeatedly, Piers.
Like I say, how dare you?
I mean, you can keep saying that, but you've done it repeatedly. Up until that point in our partnership, I was the business guy, and Jeremy wanted to be the talent because he'd always wanted to be a director, and he came to LA to be an actor. And after the interview, he called me up, and he said, we have this completely backwards. I'm the business guy, and you're the talent. So that was all credit to him on that one. I mean, that takes an act of humility, truly, to be able to say, like, you need to be the front man when you've always thought you were the front man. Now, it's great. Jeremy also gets to be a front man, but at the time, that was a really big revelation. So that was revelation number 1.
You made my...
So, okay. People have... You're never going to be a jack of all trades. That's the reality of it. And Ben Shapiro is a very, like, he's a meme. He's a living meme. I've already forgotten the other guy. Like, one is a creator of memes, one is a living meme. Ben Shapiro is a living meme. Like, pretty much everything he does ends up memified. Whereas the other one does he, she, chocolate bars, and whatnot. And it's very important in a business to recognize where your strengths lie. Because once the business gets big, then you can start dabbling in other people's business, right? You can start doing other jobs because yours is no longer satisfying you. And that's really important to understand when you're first starting a business, because when you're first starting a business, you're pulling out your hair because you're trying to go all over the place and do all of the things all of the time, all at once, especially if you're the business owner. Because if you're the business owner, then not only do you want to run the business, but you also want to invest in the product. And sometimes it's really hard to take your freaking hands off of that. Okay? When you're first starting up a business, all right, you're doing all the parts all yourself. And if you do that for a long time, you're just used to doing all the parts all the time. And so in the case of a partnership, when you have two people who are frontmen who are used to doing all of their business, when you realize that only one of you can be the frontman in order to expand upon the strengths, it's very hard to do that switch. That's the rarity that I think Ben Shapiro is talking about. To be able to shut off what you thought was your strongest part of you so that you can actually focus on what the strongest part of you in the relationship is. Because on your own, you being a frontman might be your strongest point. But in a relationship where you have two frontmen and two businesses, you might be the stronger businessman, he might be the stronger frontman. So when you develop business partnerships, you have to come to, first off, you're going to lose a little bit of cash in the beginning because you have to understand each other. You have to understand how each other works and what you both can do together. It's during the first few months of a business partnership, I want to say that it's discovery time. It's not something to just go boom and we're done. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I agree with Ben Shapiro on that. It's rare to be able to do that. But at the same time, partnerships are in and of themselves genuine partnerships, not first and secondary partnerships. B2B, basically. That is actually rare. B2B is rare. Usually it's a first and secondary relationship. Like, this person is an airline company, and they need to hire you to manufacture this type of part in their airplane. That's a first or secondary relationship. Most times, B2B is not a level playing field. A level playing field would be like, okay, well, I am this airline, and I have these airplanes. You are that airline, and you have those airplanes. How about I take this flight, you take the next flight? So it's basically taking turns on who can make money. In that case, you're just going to devolve and end up being a competitive business against each other, and there is no B2B. B2Bs are really, really hard to actually iron out and get to a solid path. So, in Ben Shapiro's case, him having a solid relationship between the two of them, that's also rare. And speaking of money,
money from selling your time. Perhaps you've used a talent marketplace. Perhaps you found some small clients locally in your community. How do you grow? Well, you can do this in two ways: with software or with more talent. But here's the bad news. You can't afford top talent at first, and they probably wouldn't work for you anyway. That's because there's too much competition. That's okay. You don't need top talent. You can hire junior talent as long as you have everything in writing. This is how fast food restaurants run. This is how McDonald's delivers that same juicy burger, simply because they have those standard operating procedures in place. They don't need top talent.
No, you're wrong, actually. I like him. I like watching his stuff. Let's actually go back. Nicholas, you're a very watchable channel. I like watching your stuff. Just because confirmation bias. I like watching a lot of your stuff. But they do need top talent. But it depends on what you classify top talent as. Yes, you can create procedures. You still need talent from people to teach the procedures. You still need a certain level of talent in order for somebody to be able to receive those procedures. Because I will tell you this, I used to work at McDonald's, okay? McDonald's is one of the places that you pointed out, alright? Oh my gosh. I refuse to eat at McDonald's. Okay? I remember as a crew trainer, I was training this guy on grill. And it had been maybe an hour or two since he came onto his first shift. And I'm just standing there. My job is to just stand there and watch him. And he drops a 4-1 patty. That would be the quarter pounder patty, by the way. He drops a 4-1 patty on the floor. And looks at it. And then picks it up. And begins to put it on the grill. And I'm watching him. I'm like, excuse me. And he looks at me with like deer cotton headlights look. I'm like, were you going to put that in the grill? He's like, no. I'm like, dude, that is gross. Would you eat food, raw food that you dropped and stepped on? It's like, but I didn't step on it. I'm like, we're stepping all over this floor. You clean it every hour, but you stepped on this floor. It is covered in grease, okay? It's trapped all the microbials and all the nasty stuff on the floor, okay? Would you eat food that you just stepped on? It's like, no. I'm like, then why are you even trying to put that on a grill? Like, it took months to break this kid of some seriously bad habits that he should have known coming into the workplace, okay? McDonald's doesn't, it's not about McDonald's having procedures. It's that McDonald's recognizes top talent and puts top talent in positions where top talent can control the no talent, okay? It's procedure's like 20% of the battle. 80% of the other battle is top talent trying to get the workers to do the correct fucking job. So no, procedures don't save your business. And you need at least one top talent. Now, let's back that up. Because in a better, more explicitive way, your top talent could be a top local talent. Your top talent could be an unrefined gym. It could be a student who doesn't have the opportunities. Your top talent is almost going to be your first top talent. If you're really good at running a business, your first top talent is going to be the person that you find where they don't have the opportunity that you do, and you ask them, hey, for a little bit of a pay cut, are you willing to do this for me? And because that is their sign of, hey, I finally get an opportunity and I get a little bit of money, they'll snatch it. They'll snatch it in a heartbeat. They'll go, yes, I will do it for you. Please tell me what to do. That is how you get your top talent. On websites like Upwork, it's really hard. It's got to be local. You gotta look at local environments and try and find the diamonds in the roughs. Usually, if you can find the kids that went to the poorer colleges, or the colleges that are more built for a flexible schedule, those are gonna crop up. Also, if you see a resume with a bunch of like terminology that makes sense, by the way, you can also hire somebody who has experience in that field to review the resumes and give you back the resumes in the order of best to worst. That is something that you can do. You can just put up like a little contract job, maybe $200-300, and you can hire somebody who's in the field that knows the terminologies and understands the technology. You can hire them to look over the profiles, and they'll have more experience at what things are and what things are related to weed out the fakes and the overqualified for the position. That is something that you can do. But yeah, you always need a top talent in order for your business to function, period. You may be the top talent for the time, and you may have to think of yourself as the top talent and that everything is dependent on you. But when you hire somebody, you need to hire a top talent. If you hire somebody subpar, your business is probably going to go under, in my opinion. Your first one's got to be a rough diamond. It's got to be the kid without a whole lot of options at his hands, and you both build off of the backs of each other. That's usually how that goes. So, I love your channel, Nicholas. I hope to react to more of your content. Love your stuff, man.
Alan.
Can I trade you like a Mac for a Mac?
Oh yeah?
Yeah?
Of course.
Let's do it.
Can you check it out?
No, I want to trade a Mac for a Mac.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
My man.
Play with me.
No, dude, I just want a Mac. I'm trying to get a good deal here.
Oh yeah.
You really doing it? Yeah. All right. Is it really in there?
There's so many things that bug me about this situation right now.
Oh my God, I don't believe it. Oh my God. All right.
Oh my God. Really?
A deal's a deal, man.
God bless you, man.
God bless you.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Thank you.
I can't believe this. Thank you so much.
No. Okay, first off, why does he have facial hair? As a McDonald's employee, you're not supposed to have facial hair. The reason being is because there's a worry that the hairs can come off your beard and go into the food. So you're supposed to come in clean shaven every day. You're also not supposed to have sideburns. You're supposed to have like a clean cut haircut. At that point, I would ask him to wear a hairnet. Okay. There's so many things as a McDonald's crew trainer that I look at here and I'm just like, what is going on here? That's not an official T-shirt. Where's the logo? I don't see a front-facing logo. Why is there no logo? Also, why do you have an undershirt? You're just supposed to... you clearly don't work in the back. Because then you wouldn't have an undershirt.
Yeah?
Of course.
Let's do it.
The back is like ridiculously hot. And the only way that this happens is if they work in the front. I'm thinking that this might be a manager. And in which case, why is the manager's shirt gray? Why isn't the manager's shirt black or tan?
Can you check it out?
No, I want to trade a Mac for a Mac.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is not something that you can do. This as a regular employee. A regular employee can't do this, nor can a crew trainer do this. Manager might be able to get away with it if their store manager is unaware or okay of it. But yeah, a regular employee would not be able to do this. You are not supposed to be receiving things over the counter from customers. Just period. It's a safety hazard because you don't know what it could be. You're not supposed to accept it through drive-thru, and you're not supposed to accept it over the counter. So the fact that they're doing this violates at least 2 different rules that I know of in the handbook.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
My man.
Play with me.
No, dude, I just want a Mac. I'm trying to get a good deal here.
Oh yeah.
You're not, because of how much grease and how often we have to clean the floors, you're not supposed to run across the floors.
Is he really doing it? All right. Is it really in there?
Why isn't your shirt tucked in? Your shirt's supposed to be tucked in.
Oh my god, I don't believe it. Oh my god. Oh.
Right there, I've seen, not MacBooks, but I've seen other people get fired for just receiving something like that in the front of the store. Because that, not only could you be accepting something like a bomb or like drugs or something like that, but on the other side of the fence, you've got customers watching you do this. So, like, the customer doesn't know what's going on. You're currently representing the company, and this could be taken a good light or a bad light. That's to be determined by PR. There's just multiple rules that prevent you from doing this. I see the little M on the side. This must have been an old shirt. That actually kind of looks like a maintenance shirt to me. And this is definitely an old hat, because usually the logo's on the front. See, like, this is corporate. As far as I know, this is corporate. Here we go. All black. Logo in the front. Logo on the hat. This is a couple years old. This is the old outfit. This is like when I first joined Outfit. Signature Collection by McDonald's. I believe that's when they had the Angus burgers out. Yep. Old style. Kind of a new hat. Do you see this? This is all managers. This is all manager gear. This is what I'm talking about. Like, you don't see... His reminded me a lot of a maintenance shirt. Like, a person who works at the maintenance. And it kind of made me think that they were having this happen during closing hours. Because none of the you can see from this that none of the managerial clothes look like that. That reminded me a lot of the guy who used to water brush the outside and did specialty jobs like repairing and stuff. This is a crew trainer. Well, it could be member. See, different franchisee has different rules, and the colors actually mean something depending on where you're at and who you're working for. Like my industry, we had blue represent the average worker, red represent the crew trainer, and then the black and grays represent the managers, and then assistant and the store manager kind of just wore whatever they felt like. Here it is. Here it is. This used to be crew trainer. See, here we go. Regular crew, crew trainer, and then these would be seen as manager. But yeah, that's the way that it would work in my McDonald's. Like, different McDonald's have different things, but that shirt, I almost exclusively, because we have like 20 different locations between this city and the city that we're merging into. We have like 20 different locations, so I got to see a whole huge variety of different outfits from different stores, especially as a crew trainer, because crew trainers were usually the ones that went and picked up food from other stores. Sometimes it was managers, but usually it was crew trainers. So there's just so many things that break the rules in this one video. I just wanted to react to it. But anyway, if this is a one-time thing, hopefully. I just found a bunch of shorts I wanted to react to at one time. If you support my content, or actually if you like my content, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. You don't have to. If you want to support me a different way, I have plenty of music on the channel, and if you take my name and plug it into Spotify, you'll also find my Spotify albums out on Spotify. I'll get to handle this eventually.